Darla. I am your local South Louisiana real estate agent. I absolutely love everything about real estate. If you've ever listened to my videos, you know real estate just absolutely motivates and excites me. I don't have a preference for sellers or buyers, but I'll tell you, these are the kinds of characteristics that I'm looking for. And if you meet these characteristics and you are going to need help in the future, either selling or buying, I'm your person. It's crazy because I remember when I was a brand new realtor, I'm only 5 years in, which I feel like it's still kind of new, but 5 years in, I've closed probably now close to 350 transactions over the course of 5 years. Began as an educator. I quickly moved up the ranks. In 20 years, I was a teacher for just 4 of those years. Then I was an administrator for 10. Then my last 5, I was a technology supervisor. So when I got out of education and got into real estate, I remember the question being asked over and over and over again, who is your ideal client? And I remember thinking, anybody way back when I didn't know anything, I was learning everything there was to learn, I would have accepted any client that either wanted to buy something or sell something. And I didn't have a list of characteristics. Literally, I just needed the business. I needed to get out there. I needed to get things sold in order to learn. And every single transaction is different. But I tell you what, 5 years in, I'm now at the point where if I get a call from someone, I do not have to be their realtor. I just don't have to. So a seller, let's talk about sellers first and then I'm gonna talk about buyers. So if you're thinking about selling anytime soon, this is what I'm looking for. As a seller, you have to be motivated. Selling is not easy, especially if it's a house that you're living in. It's a house where you have all of your belongings and you may have children and then you have all of their belongings. And listen, getting a house show ready and keeping it show ready is not fun. I've done it a couple of times. It absolutely sucks. So you have to be motivated, number one. Number two, you hire a realtor because you believe that they're the expert in their field and that they're going to lead you and guide you and teach you all the things all along the way, with the ultimate goal being to earn you, the seller, the maximum amount of profit in the shortest amount of time humanly possible. So you're looking for a realtor that is motivated, excited, proactive, and is an expert in their community and in the market and knows how much they can list things for, right? So you as the seller then have to be willing to trust your agent, and hopefully it's somebody that you know, like, and trust, but someone who you believe is the absolute foremost expert in their field as a seller and how to help you get your house sold in the quickest amount of time for maximum amount of profit. So listen, every once in a while, I'll get a seller who will call me and they want me to go list their house. And then as I remember when I go list your house, no house is perfect. You're going to have some suggestions from me, and they're all suggestions. They're not mandatory by any means. But if I show up to list your house and you have peeling paint, rotten wood, broken windows, and other things, and I say to you, listen, in order for your home to hit the market, show ready, top notch, for maximum profit to sell in the shortest amount of time, and to qualify for every single loan type. That's the key. Because if you have your house with no peeling paint, no rotten wood, no broken window panes, it's going to qualify for every single loan type. The vast majority of buyers are have government loans. So it's going to be VA, it's going to be FHA, it's going to be USDA, some people call it RD or Rural Development, and all of those government loans have required guidelines that they have to follow. And those same things over and over and over again are going to be no rotten wood, no peeling paint, no broken windows, those things, okay? So if I say to you, these are the things you need to get done before we list it, and you say something like, listen, I just need you to sell it as is. Okay, we're gonna have a conversation about that, because listen, my goal is to sell your house. So when I go to sell your house, I'm already in the hole, because I've paid for marketing, I've paid for advertising, I've paid for the signage, I've paid for the photographer, I've paid for the videographer. And so by the time it ever hits the market, I'm probably a couple of $1,000s already in the negative. I do not get paid a penny unless I sell your house, okay? So I'm not going to list a house that I can't sell. Because if I list your house and I say, listen, these are the recommendations, and you choose not to do them, or you choose not to do them and you want the price to be ridiculously high and I know it'll never appraise, listen, I am in the hole because it's not going to sell, and I know that. So very, very, very minority of people, I would say, believe that they know better, they're arrogant, they're know-it-alls. And listen, those are the kinds of people that I'm not going to work with. At the very beginning, my first couple of years, when I just needed all the business available, I would work with anybody, pretty much anybody. But now I'm a little bit more picky. So I would tell you, if you're a seller and you are willing to learn and you're willing to take advice and you're willing to believe that I am the expert in my field, you are the client that I want. But if you are a seller that is rude, arrogant, condescending, you think you know everything, sell your house yourself. Go sell your house yourself. I don't want to work with you. Now, there may be some other realtors that don't mind that you're cocky or you're rude or that you're arrogant. Go find yourself a realtor that'll put up with that, because I'm not going to. Now, thankfully, I would say probably less than 1% of the population acts that way. I love real estate because 99% of the people that I come into contact with are kind, they're proactive, they're positive, they're willing to do whatever I recommend because they trust me and they know that I've gotten the job done over and over and over again. All right, let's talk about buyers. When I'm looking for buyers, this is what I'm looking for. You have been pre-approved, or you're asking me, who do you recommend that I go to get pre-approved, okay? If you just call me up and say, listen, I don't want to get pre-approved yet, I just want to start house hunting, listen, I'm not the realtor for you. I'm not going to do it, because there's a huge difference in the price of homes if you get approved for $250,000 versus if you get pre-approved for $150,000. There is a huge difference in the types of houses that are available in every different budget. And listen, even changing the pre-approval amount by $50,000 is going to change the kinds of houses that you're looking at. So if you're a buyer and you are wanting to buy soon and you don't know how to get pre-approved, you don't know if you should go to a bank, you don't know if you should go to a mortgage broker, listen, call me up and have a conversation with me, or just text me and say, I am thinking about buying in the next weeks, months, in the next year. I need to get pre-approved so that I know what my budget is. I'm going to send you some dynamic people who have the lowest rates, the least amount of fees, the best terms, and that can meet any situation that you're in. And so, if your credit is not that great, listen, it doesn't have to be perfect, and crazy enough, it doesn't even have to be good. Your credit can be fair. All right, now if it's just pitiful, well, you need to get in touch with a lender who can give you a game plan. How in the world can you get your credit score up, get your debt to income ratio better so that you can eventually purchase a home? If you want to be a buyer, you need a plan. You absolutely need a plan. So when I'm looking for a buyer, I'm looking for someone that's motivated, that's employed. I mean, you have to be employed unless you're married to somebody that's employed, okay? So if you're not married to somebody that's employed and you're single, the likelihood is, unless you've retired from the military and you can get a VA loan or some situation like that, if you're just not employed because you just don't feel like working, I don't know that you can get qualified. I really don't. But I'm not a lender. I'm not the expert in the lending field at all. But buyers are the kinds of people who are motivated, who are pre-approved, who know their budget, and kind of have an idea of what you're looking for and what area are you looking for. I got a call from a couple today who said, listen, our budget is $300,000. We're looking from anywhere between Jennings and Lafayette. Listen, that's awesome, because the likelihood of us finding a house in a $300,000 price range or below, anywhere between Jennings and Lafayette, there's going to be probably 30 or 40 houses that these people will be able to then narrow it down to maybe the top 5 to go then look at and then choose a house that they want to live in. So just remember this. I absolutely love working with sellers and buyers, but I love working with people who are, number 1, kind, number 2, motivated, number 3, have some sense, and number 4, trust me. You have to trust me. I love when I'm working with buyers and sellers and I tell them something and they say, listen, I absolutely trust you. I know that you know what you're doing. And you have to, whatever real estate agents you use, maybe you're not in my area. If you're not in my area, I can recommend some people to you. But if you are in my area, only call me to use me as your realtor if you know me, you like me, you trust me, and you believe in my ability to help you either as a seller or as the buyer. If you watch my videos all the time and you think, yeah, that person's just not for me, then don't call me, okay? I'm not gonna jive with everybody, and you're not gonna jive with everybody. You have to choose a realtor who you can relate to, who you know, like, and trust, but who you absolutely 1000% believe they are the best at what they do. So if you want somebody to use as a buyer's agent, listen, I absolutely love getting buyers amazing deals. As a seller's agent, I absolutely love getting top dollar for sellers. Whatever side I'm on, that's the side I'm on, I guarantee you. Whatever side I'm on, you have me 1,000,000%, and I'm gonna do what I need to do to make sure that you get what you need. Y'all have a great week. I'm actually on my way right now to a listing appointment. I have a listing appointment also Wednesday morning. I have probably about 4 houses where sellers are currently working on their recommendations from me to get their houses ready. Again, when I give you recommendations as a seller, they're never mandatory. They are recommendations for you, so that when your house hits the market in pictures, you are so proud of it and you cannot wait to share it with everyone you know. Remember, in real estate, it can be complicated. You need an agent on your side that's going to make it seem simple to you, because it can be simple with the right person on your team. Remember this, there are no stupid questions. Ask your questions. It's the only way you're gonna learn. Buying or selling a house is ultimately sometimes one of the most important decisions you're going to make, because it can save you tens upon thousands of dollars, or it can help you earn tens upon thousands of dollars if you choose the right realtor. All right, y'all take care and have a great day.